My sister ruined my wedding by proposing to my fiancé and getting married, but karma hit hard when she lost her job and husband, so she comes back crawling, begging for my help. Joanna and I used to be close. We were 3 when Mom died in a workplace fire. Dad got the call from the hospital and came home a different person. After that, I basically raised Joanna while Dad worked himself to death trying to cope. We shared everything: secrets, clothes, dreams about our future. Then when we were 8, Joanna had a bad accident. She was in the hospital for weeks. Dad was terrified of losing another person he loved, so he spent every waking moment with her. When she recovered, something shifted. She became distant, cold, started making sarcastic comments about my clothes, my friends, how I talked. Dad didn't notice because he was just grateful she was alive. By high school, we barely spoke. She was the gorgeous, confident flight attendant type. I was the nerdy lab tech who couldn't hold eye contact during conversations. We only saw each other twice a year for 5 years after I moved out at 20. Then I met Nick. 3 years of dating, and he proposed last fall. I couldn't believe someone actually wanted to marry me. He wanted to do it immediately, but I insisted on waiting for a spring wedding. I wanted it to be perfect. When Joanna heard about the engagement, she called me for the first time in 2 years. She said she wanted to help plan it, that it would be her way of making up for how distant we'd been. I was so happy. I thought maybe we could finally be sisters again. The planning took months. Joanna threw herself into every detail: flowers, venue, catering, guest list. She insisted on meeting with Nick to coordinate the groomsmen stuff. I thought it was sweet that she cared so much. The wedding day arrived, April 15th. I was in my dress looking at myself in the mirror when my maid of honor burst into the room. "Joanna's here? She's wearing white." I laughed. "That's just her dress for walking me down the aisle. Dad's gone, so she offered." "No, it's a wedding dress." My stomach dropped. I walked out to find Joanna at the altar with Nick. The officiant looked confused, holding different papers than we'd prepared. Joanna grabbed the microphone. Her voice echoed through the venue. "Sorry to interrupt everyone, but there's been a change of plans." I stood frozen in the doorway. "Nick and I have fallen in love. We're getting married today instead." 200 people went silent. My grandmother stood up. My best friend started crying. Nick wouldn't look at me. He just stared at the ground. "We didn't want to waste this beautiful venue," Joanna continued, smiling, "so we decided to make it ours. I hope everyone understands." They actually went through with it. Signed the marriage certificate right there. Used my flowers, my cake, my photographer. My guests sat there in shock, not knowing what to do. I spent 3 hours locked in the venue bathroom while they celebrated with my food and my music. The next 6 months were hell. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I took a leave from work. Dad called once to ask why I was being so dramatic about it. Then last Tuesday, my phone rang. Unknown number. It was Joanna. "I need to talk to you." I almost hung up. Nick left me for a woman he met at the gym. 3 months after the wedding, I said nothing. I lost my job too. They found out I'd been using company money to plan the wedding. Dad won't answer my calls anymore. He saw what I did, and he's ashamed of me now. Silence. "You're my sister. You're the only person I have left. I have nowhere else to go. Can I stay with you just for a few weeks until I figure things out?" I thought about the bathroom. The 3 hours of crying while guests ate my wedding cake, the therapy bills I'm still paying, the fact that Dad chose her side without even asking for my version. "Please," she whispered. "I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. I ruined everything." I took a deep breath. "You're right about one thing. I am your sister. The same sister whose wedding you destroyed, whose fiancé you stole, who you humiliated in front of everyone I love. I know. Now you finally understand how it feels to be replaced, to watch someone take everything from you and smile while they do it. Please find somewhere else to stay, Joanna. You made your choice." I hung up. She's been calling every day since. Left 12 voicemails begging. I blocked her number this morning.